glare. Let me see, y'all. I'm trying to. Where is it coming from? Is it this window? Is this light? Let me turn on a different light. Let's see. Let's see. This is too much light. It's that window back there. Okay. So maybe turn it like this. Trying to get some good light, y'all. Without that bright sun. Maybe right here. That'll work. That'll work. Let me turn this light off. Is that glare? I don't want it to bother nobody. It bothers my eyes. So let's see. Let me turn my closet light off. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Alright, y'all. I'm back. It feel like it's been a long time. A long, long time coming. But it's only been like a week. I think I missed 1 week. So, I'm just gonna let people come in so we can be encouraged, so we can keep going, doing what we have to do, so that we can see the blessings of God unfold in our lives. And I'm just excited to give y'all a word. It's for me first. I guess that's why I'm excited, because I've been encouraged. And to be honest, y'all, I was about to change. I'm really just gonna let God do his thing, because I really was coming on here to talk about something else, and I was trying to find something in the word, and I couldn't find it, and then I was led back to something that I was kind of studying or looking over Tuesday, because it was something that had stood out to me, and he brought me back to it. So first I was gonna, you know what, I'm still gonna talk about that too. So before anything, first things first, we want to thank God for this opportunity, another day. You know what I'm saying? We know that we live, move, breathe, and have our being because of him. And we just say thank you, Father. We know that it is your will that shall prevail. It is your plans that will prevail, no matter how much we plan. So, God, I just come before you, God, just thanking you, God, for this opportunity, God. I know it's a privilege, and I don't take it for granted, oh God, to sit before your people. Lord, I just ask that you would just have your way. I make room for you to do, say, whatever it is that you need to hear in this footage, in this video, in this live recording. Lord, I just ask that you would just allow people to come in and just hear from you, receive from you. And when they leave out of this room, out of this furnace, out of this hot place, because it's literally hot, okay, that they will not leave the same way that they come. So I just thank you for it right now. And I just ask that people will just begin to share so that other people will get this word. It's in your darling son Jesus' name I ask and I pray. Amen, amen, amen. Okay, so here we are. So I'm one of those people who, I see something, I like it, and I get excited about it, right? I'm also one of those people who I see a lot of things, I like it, and I ask myself, how did they learn how to do that? Or how did they figure out how to do that? Or, man, that looks difficult. I mean, how did they get to the place where they are able to execute this as if it took nothing for them to get it? You know, a lot of times we watch YouTube videos and I be trying to figure it out. I know I'm not by myself. Like, you can stop the video. You can literally go through the video and try to figure it out step by step. But it seems like you're still missing something, right? I know, like, even with cooking, you know, like when you go on YouTube videos and you be trying to prepare a meal for your family, and you be trying to use them YouTube videos. And it seems like, man, why mine didn't come out like theirs? And I followed it step by step. Y'all, look here. I ain't talking about something just to be talking. I'm talking about what I know. So, even in that, I'm always asking, like, what's going on, Stephanie? I'm always trying to figure out, like, how do I perfect this thing? How do I really get it? You know what I'm saying? How do I know that this is something that is really for me to get and for me to understand? Right? Or how do I begin to pursue after something when it looks like I don't even have the things that are necessary to get the job done? Or why does it seem like I can't accomplish anything, but everyone else around me is accomplishing something? Or then there are you guys who are like, man, you're high-fiving everybody, loving, liking everybody that's doing something, and deep down inside you desire to do something, but you don't even know where to begin. I get it. You don't even know where to begin because it looks like it requires so much, right? It looks like it takes so much. It feels like it's impossible. It feels like it cannot be done. It feels like, man, I know I know I like this. I know I want to do this, but I feel like I just don't have what I need, or I'm inadequate. I'm not good enough to do it, or I don't even know how to start, how to begin, who to talk to, who to go to. I just don't know. You know? So, let me tell you, y'all. So I was reading one night, I think it was Tuesday, like I said at the beginning of the video. I was reading, and I was reading about, you know, I'm one of the people, I just randomly open my Bible. And I come to the back, and I just start reading, you know what I'm saying, random. It just be random. I'm not looking for answers. I'm not looking for, you know what I'm saying. I'm just here just trying to read the word. You know, for the word tells me if I draw nigh to him, if I seek him, that he will draw nigh to me. So I'm just in the word, just randomly looking, and I randomly open my Bible, and it leads me to the 5,000, where Jesus fed the 5,000, right? And so I'm reading. And we all know the story about Jesus feeding the 5,000 with the what was it? The two fish and the 5 loaves of bread. We all know that story. But one thing that stood out to me, and I don't know what translation I was reading from, but what stood out to me as I read beyond after they completed feeding with what it was that they had, and I'm gonna go back to that, with what it was that was already available. Jesus told them, don't leave the leftovers. Pick them up and bring them too. Pick it all up and bring it too. And the first thing that I heard was wasteful. You know what I'm saying? I heard wasteful. In this season, God does not want us to be wasteful. He wants us to use everything it is that he's given us. You know what I'm saying? He wants us to invest it in right places. You know what I'm saying? He don't want us to just throw it away. He don't want us to just throw it away. And when I think about that story, when Jesus told them to pick up whatever was left after they fed all of those people, they went into a boat next. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure that it was food on the boat. But I'm quite sure whatever it is that they took with them on the boat was something that they were going to need in the midst of them being on that boat, on shore. You know what I'm saying? So, shall I pose the question, what are you doing with the resources that God has given you in this pandemic? Are you just taking it out of greed and just throwing it away? Are you taking it and putting it where in places where God can continuously bless you? Or are you just throwing it away on things that are not important? What are you doing with the resources that God is giving you? Even though we're in this pandemic, it's not for us to just throw it away. Yes, we're getting unemployment. Yes, we're getting this grant money. Yes, we're getting these loans. Yes, we're getting all of these things. But when this season is over, what are you going to have to show for it? What are you going to have to show for it? It's been billions of dollars given freely to us. And what are we doing with it? Which led me to the story of Joseph. When Pharaoh had the dream about the 7 years of famine and the 7 years of plenty. And what Joseph did after he interpreted the dream. See, once you understand what God is doing, you got to understand what God is doing in order for you to know what to do or how to deal with what it is that's going on in that season. See, once Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream, he understood, okay, look here, Lord, the Lord is giving us a heads up. Yes, you're going to have 7 years where it's going to be a lot of free everything. Plenty of food, plenty of cattle, plenty of money, plenty of resources, everything. But I'm telling you, after that 7 years of plenty, there is going to be 7 years of famine. And a famine means it's dried up, it's nothing is producing, it's nothing there. You can't make nothing out of nothing. Okay? So what Joseph did, because he acknowledged what it was that God was showing him, he took the initiative to store up in the year of plenty. In the year of plenty, he took the initiative to store up. So when the 7 years of famine came, he didn't need anything. And people was coming to him because guess what? Now he had everything that the people needed. See, because everybody wasn't wise enough to take the time and save up. He had to been disciplined to be able to do that. He had to been disciplined to be able to store up everything. 7 years. 7 years. I'm quite sure he had habits. I'm quite sure he had things that he liked. I'm quite sure he had to sacrifice a whole lot of things in order for him to store up for those 7 years. So let's equate this to what we're seeing right now. We're in a pandemic, but in this pandemic, God has released so much, so many resources, so much money, y'all. We always was complaining about money. God is releasing free money. We ain't even got to go to work to get this money, y'all. We ain't even got to be stressed out to get this money. We just call a number, make a request of payment, and it's put in our accounts. Okay? What are we doing with that? This is the year, this is the season where God is allowing us to have access to everything it is that we need in order for us to begin to store up, to begin to create, to begin to pursue the things that we've always desired to pursue. You know, he's giving us time. What are we doing with our time? Are we wasting our time? Are we wasting our money? Are we wasting, what are we doing with what we have right now? What are we doing with it? Right? So Joseph, here it is, Joseph. He understands, man, God, look, God done gave us this. He done already told us, look, even though we see a lot right now, it's going to come a time where it ain't going to be a lot no more. So what do I need to do to make sure my business is still running? What do I need to do to make sure I got a business to run? What do I need to do to make sure my house is good? What do I need to do to make, you know, these are the things we need to be considering right now. Not waiting for the time to come. Because then you're not prepared when the time comes and you have not saved up. This is not the season to throw stuff away. This is not the season to throw stuff away. Whether it be food, whether it be money. Now, if it's expired, let it go. Whether it be food, whether it be money, especially time, because we can't get that back. Time. What are you doing with your time? We cannot waste our time. And I'm guilty of procrastination. You know, and so God is dealing with me with that because I'll wait till the last minute to get something done. But the reality is, no, we have to learn to prepare so that we'll be ready. The word says be ready in and out of season. So you need to be ready. That ain't just in and out of season. That's in a pandemic, in a famine, whatever the case may be, you need to be ready. You need to have what it is you need. You need to have the resources you need. And right now, since he's downloading all that stuff, giving you all that stuff freely, you ain't got to beg for it. You just click a button and they give it to you. You need to take ownership over that and be a good steward over it. Be a good steward over it. Because guess what? When the famine comes, when you get on that ship and there's nowhere else for you to go, at least you'll have something stored up. You'll have something stored up. We cannot continue, and I'm guilty myself. We cannot continue to just throw stuff away, thinking that it's going to come back, thinking that it'll be available tomorrow, thinking that unemployment going to last until the end of the year. We cannot throw stuff away. Period. If it's not of necessity, we don't need it. We don't need it. I'm guilty because I like to buy my kids all kind of stuff. I like to buy my husband all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if it is not of necessity, if it's not going to invest in what it is that you're trying to do, if it's not an investment, then you don't need to be spending it. You don't need to be wasting it. You don't need to be throwing it away. Because when the season change and the resources are dried up and no more money is being just given out and you've wasted every dime that has come into your account, you can't say, Lord, where was you? Where are you? He was there. We can't say that. He was providing. He was opening doors. He was making ways out of no way. But we didn't take it. And we didn't hold on to it. And we didn't take it serious. We blew it off. And we cannot blow anything off. Because we all know. The Bible even says, guess what? Everybody gonna go through a season of trouble. So if you're not going through it right now, it's going to come. But you want to make sure you have everything you need when it comes. If you have a business, right now, it's free funds for all these businesses, right? If you have a business, invest it. Use that money. Don't just blow that money up. Use that money to invest to make your business bigger. Expand your business. Expand. I know you got a vision. Expand towards your vision. Invest towards the vision that God has given you. Don't just blow it off. Because what? Because if you got a loan that didn't take you no work to get it, it's going to come back where you have to pay that back. And you don't want to waste the money and you don't have no resource to pay it back. So I would take that money, invest in it to expand, to bring in more money, like the people with the talents, the men with the talents, that God gave the talents and he left and came back to see what they had done with what he had given to them. You know what I'm saying? Invest so you can expand and you won't have to worry about paying these people back, because you will have way more than what it is that what it is that they're asking for. Okay? So we have to be smart in this season. We have to be mindful in this season. And we have to know, man, it's serious. Like, it's serious. Somebody not gonna get it. And the reason why they not gonna get it, Kim, is because they don't want to get it. They want to do what they want to do. They don't see beyond what it is that God is trying to do. They only see what it is that they want to do. And see, when you look at stuff like that, that's how we always get caught up. That's how we always get caught up and always in somebody's face crying and whining about what God ain't did, wondering why God ain't did this and that. When God been did his part, we just ain't do our part. He did his part. He supplied our needs. He made ways out of no way. But we didn't do what we were supposed to do, and that was be a good steward over what he had given us. That was to be a good steward over what he had given us. And so we can't blame nobody but ourselves. We can't blame nobody but ourselves. So I'm here to tell y'all right now, if y'all been receiving unemployment benefits, if y'all been receiving all these freely given funds, and you don't have $1 stored up, something is wrong with that. And you need to start putting up some money. You need to start putting some stuff up. And guess what? You ain't even got to just put it up. But you need to invest in something that will produce more. Invest in something that will produce more. It's like the man that had the one talent. He only got out with the one talent because he didn't even get the one talent. God gave one of his away. He gave his away because you didn't do nothing with the one that he gave you. So, whatever God is blessing you with, my blessing ain't your blessing. Your blessing ain't the next person's blessing. But whatever it is that God is blessing you with in this season, you need to make sure that you be a good steward over it. You need to inquire of God and ask him where you want to put this money. What do you want me to do with this? Give me a vision, a plan, oh God, for what it is that I need to do with this that'll expand in my life. See, God wants us to have an abundant life. We just got to learn how to juggle this thing. We just got to learn how to juggle what it is that he gives us. So if we're not taking care of it, if we're not being good shepherds over steward shepherd leaders over what it is that he's given us, then guess what? Eventually it all crumbles. It all crumbles because you don't have the tools that you need to keep it up. Right? But then it takes me back to the 5,000 that he fed. You know, the disciples was like, well, Jesus, you know, we ain't got enough food. You might want to send them people back to the town so they can get some food to eat, because we ain't got enough. We ain't got enough. We just got 5 loaves, 2 fish, and it's 5,000 people out here. How we going to feed these people? And so then I got this revelation, you know, people are going to come to you. This is spiritual now. People are going to come to you hungry for Jesus, hungry for a word of encouragement, hungry to be inspired, because everybody has kicked them down. People are going to come being hungry for so many things, hungry for prayer, hungry for healing, hungry for deliverance. And we as believers have to be equipped. We cannot say we don't have enough. We cannot send them away to another town to get it. We can't send them. See, because God sent them to you. He sent them to you to use what you already have. Who to say them 2 fish was perfect fish? The best fish in the water. No, nobody said that. Who's to say that bread was fresh bread? Nobody said all of that. But the bread was enough and the fish was enough. So we got to understand what we already have. When God sends people to us, we have to be able to execute using what it is that we already have. And guess what I love about this? Even though they used what they already had, they still had enough to go on to the next town. So no matter what it is that we have, if we steward it right, if we serve it right, God will continue to bless it. He will continue to bless it. He will continue to multiply it. He will continue to run your cup so that it will overflow. God, this for my spiritual folks. Okay? Stop turning people away. Stop turning people down because you feel like you don't have enough. You got enough. You got what it takes. That's why he sent them to you. You ain't got to be a preacher. You ain't got to be a deacon. You ain't got to be an usher. You ain't got to be a adjutant. You ain't got to be them folks to bless somebody's heart, to comfort somebody. We all go through trouble. And everybody needs somebody. And so guess what? They come to you because they see something in you. But Jesus said, don't you send them away. Don't you send them into the town of somebody else. You got what they need. You already have what they need. But once you give them what you have, know that that's not it. And pick yourself up and get ready to go to the next town. Because in the next time, is somebody else going to need that leftover that you got still hanging in you. In the next town, somebody's going to need it. So don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. Oh, I finished that. I ain't got to worry about that no more. Now, soon as you get to the next town, somebody gonna be right there waiting for them crumbs that you got left. For that fresh manna that you got left. For that fresh word that you got left. Man, say, we can't be wasteful in this season. We gotta use everything. Everything we got. Everything we got. All of our knowledge. All of our wisdom. Everything that we gotta use it. We gotta apply it. It's no more sitting on it in this season. People need everybody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs your business. It's people needing your business. People waiting. Oh, man. People waiting on you to start your business because you the only one can give them what they need. I was in my little space sewing, making the mask today, and let me tell y'all, people figuring out. This is what it is, Stephanie. People are figuring out or getting to a place where it's like, I know this is not all God got. I know this is not what life is all about. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to wake up to that. And that is why people have got to get the tools that they need to be able to see what it is that God intended for us. That people tired of just doing the same thing every day. waking up to the same thing every day. When they serve a God that says that he came so that we may have life and have it more abundantly. Where's my abundance, Lord? Why do I feel like my life sucks? Why do I feel like my life is not what you intended for it to be? This is where people are. But the reality is, like I told my homegirl last night, the reality is we're steady asking God why this, why that. But the reality is we know what to do, but we ain't doing it. We're not applying what it is that we know to do. We're not applying what we know to do. But I was in the garage, y'all, and I was making my mask or whatever. And I got, you know how you be working on something. This for everybody who's starting a project. It's new to them. They trying to figure it all out. You know what I'm saying? I was in there and I was making the mask. Now, mind you, I done made over 300 masks, man. I know this. Like, I know how to do this. So, I get to the last mask, right? I'm hot now. I'm tired because I'm ready to be done now. Because this is my last mask for this rotation today. So, this one mask, I'm trying to sew the you know, the things that go behind your ears. I'm trying to sew it on the mask, right? And for some reason, everything that you could think of was happening concerning putting this on this mask. I mean, like the thread missed the mask arm, the mask missed the thread came out the machine. Everything was happening, right? Now, you know when you get frustrated, you start getting hot. Well, I know I do. You start getting hot, your nerves start getting bad. And the first thing I started to do was throw the mask across the room and say, man, forget this mask. Because I'm tired now. I'm ready to be done. I'm tired. I'm ready to be done. And I know a lot of y'all, man. And immediately I heard, I was frustrated. And immediately I heard, you better push through. Because you can't accomplish nothing if you don't push through. And there's people waiting for you to get this mask done to protect them from this coronavirus. And if you don't get this mask done, you can't deliver this package that they need. So you better push through. You better wipe your face. You better clean yourself up. And you better put that arm on that mask, girl. Because there's somebody out there waiting for that mask. That mask got a name on it. So here we go. I know you're starting something new. I know everything looks kind of different. It kind of looks strange. You think you're figuring one thing out and then other things are happening. But God wants you to keep pushing through. It's a part of the process. It's a part of learning. See, you got to learn. We're students right now. Are we rookies in this thing? We're learning it. We're learning in it, and we got to trust that God is going to send us people that's going to help us expand, help us pull out more and more of us. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, man, say, he going to do his job. And that's one thing I tell people all the time. If we could get like the devil and be consistent and never get tired of doing what it is that the Lord tell us to do, we wouldn't even have to worry about the devil. We wouldn't even give half time to give the devil credit for the mess that he does, because we understand that the devil gonna do what he's supposed to do. See, the devil stays faithful to his call. The devil stays faithful to his plan. The devil don't care about what we got going on. He has a one agenda, and that's to get us off course. And he's gonna pursue it over and over and over again. He don't get tired. And if we could get like him, to where we continue to pursue after the kingdom of heaven over and over and over again. When everything falls apart, we continue to pursue, continue to stay on our guard, continue to stay on our grind, continue to move, to never get frustrated. Even in the midst of getting frustrated, get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving. Guess what? The devil gonna have to flee. That's the word. You submit yourself to God, resist the devil, he has no right but to flee. Man, say y'all, everybody who's in a season of doing a new thing, God is giving us the resources to do this new thing. Do it, y'all. Do it. And when you get frustrated, keep telling yourself, keep reminding yourself that there's somebody on the other end waiting for you to bring out and birth what it is that God has put on the inside of you. Man, look. Look here. Look here. I no longer want to be the same person that everybody know me to be. I want to be who it is that God predestined me to be before I was even conceived in my mother's womb. He already had a plan. I preached that the other Sunday. He already had a plan for my life. He already had a... Come on, man. We are living lives that are not ours. We are living lives, Shantae, that are not ours. We have allowed the world to shape the way we live. The other day I made a post, I'm a superstar. How I know that? Because I feel that. And I don't believe God gives me this feeling just out of no arrogance or out of no I'm better than nobody. But it's a reason I feel that way. And I know some of y'all are saying it's something bigger in me than what it is that I'm doing. There's more to me than what it is that I'm doing. See, the enemy has us in a place where we're in this little space like trying to fit in. But God didn't create us to fit in. He created us to stand out so that our light can shine in the midst of darkness. Man, look here. Say, man, look. I don't wanna. So let me. I'll say that later. Let me say this. Right now is the time that we take advantage of everything that God has given us in this season. We're not to focus on the world, but we're to focus on what it is, the visions that God, the dreams that God has released certain things for us to do. And we are to take those resources that he's given us. And we are to bind up the spirit of fear, the spirit of anxiety, feeling inadequate, all of those things that try to hinder us, the spirit of rejection, the spirit of abandonment, the spirit of just being a perversion, all of those things that we've all dealt with. We are right now supposed to bind those things up, arrest them, send them back to the pits of hell where they came from, cancel them, call them null and void, and we are now to pick up our new identity in him and begin to run with it. With those resources, we are to apply and invest into the new you, the new vision, the new everything that God has given you in this season. It's time to throw away the old stuff. See, he ain't say nothing about no mildew bread or no mildew fish. He ain't said nothing. If it's expired, let it go. If it's fungus on it, let it go. Mildew, let it go. If it's no longer producing, let it go. Your friends ain't producing no more, let it go. Newness. Newness. Everything is new, y'all. God is trying to get rid of all the old habits, all the old ways of thinking, all of that old stuff. And start something new. Because the reality is he really wants us to access who it is that he called us to be. And so everybody see this pandemic as, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got this. We done lost our job. Half y'all ain't like going to work anyway. And guess what? Half y'all ain't like going to work. So I can only imagine what you're doing with the money. You ain't want to go to work because you want to just stay at home and do nothing. But now that you're at home doing nothing, what are you doing with that money? What are you doing with your time? Just sitting there watching TV? All of us done been through struggles, y'all. I believe everybody in the world got a book in them. Right now, I think we all should be writing a book. All should be writing a book. We may not can write no poems or write no lyrics or no music, but we all got a story that we can tell. All of us should be authors. All of us should be authors right about now, because we all have been through some things. Now, we may not be the best writers, but that's what they got editors for. To check your grammar and punctuation and all of that. What are you doing with your time? I'm guilty because I told you, I'm a procrastinator. Well, I bind the spirit of procrastination up in the name of Jesus. Because God don't want nobody that do nothing last minute. So that's something I got to work on. And I only can do it with his strength because I know me. But y'all, I challenge y'all from this moment forward to take the initiative to consider what it is that you really want to do, how it is that you will make a difference in this world. Begin to invest in that. Don't just chase after the money. If you're going to chase after the purpose, chase after the vision, and the money is going to come. Because the vision, I'm quite sure if it's from God, it's gonna answer somebody's need. Regardless. Another thing that just came to my mind. Black-owned businesses. This is the time for us blacks. You know what I'm saying? To begin to rise up, to begin to stand up, to begin create, because we are creators. Begin to create. Create things. We want to keep the dollar in the black community too. So guess what we need to do? We need to start building establishments that cater to our people that are not just side hustles. We need people who are willing to go all the way to create a storefront base. We need people who are willing to go all the way to create a bank. We need people who are willing to go all the way to create hotels, businesses, all those big businesses. You know what I'm saying? Insurance, it's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to make a plan. It's time for us to build a Wall Street again. It's time. It's time. Everybody complaining about the white man. The white man he just like the devil. He just doing what he know to do. But we steady bickering amongst each other and can never get on one accord. So they gonna always have control over us. Because we have yet to come to a place Well, we say, look, I'm tired of this. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to be the first example and make a change. And then have other people follow suit. We steady pointing the finger. Finger, finger, finger. But what are we doing to change it? What are we doing? We can point the finger all day long. But what are we doing? And I know it's somewhere in your heart that you want to change something concerning us, concerning our population. But we cannot let fear get in the way. We cannot be afraid. Be afraid of what it is that we will encounter if we attempt to do these things. It's going to be tested. It's going to be tested. We already know that. That's the word. Everything is going to be tested. But if you stand firm and you continue to do what it is that you know to do and be led by God, it will prevail. And so, yeah, we know what they doing. We know what they doing not right. We know all of these things. We see all of these things. But when do we stand up and say, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? All these people we read in history, Malcolm X and all them, they didn't have a problem standing up. They didn't have a problem voicing what they felt. They didn't have a problem of delivering the message that they had to deliver. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, it's a lot going on. But guess what? Hey, we can't worry about what everybody else doing. We can only worry about what we have the ability to change. So, with all that being said, I dare you to take the initiative, beginning now, to store up everything that you have. Everything that you have. Or begin to invest it into a vision. And when you invest it into a vision, don't get distracted. Don't get frustrated and quit. We cannot quit. Quitting is wasting. Because you prepared all of this stuff. You purchased all of this stuff. And because you got frustrated, you just left it alone. That's waste. That's throwing it away. We cannot throw it away. What was the point of you buying it for in the first place? Use everything you have. And don't compare yourself to the next person. The next person is to do whatever it is that they're supposed to do. You ought to do whatever it is that you ought to do. See, because what's in your house ain't the same that's in their house. What spirit's in your house ain't the same that's in their house. So you want to make sure that you just focus on what it is that you have in your house. And you put what you have out the way God shows you to put it out. And just trust that God will open doors and begin to blossom your business, blossom your ideas, expand on your vision, and begin to just continue to bless you by multiplying what it is that you're doing. So y'all, I just want to encourage y'all that in this season, be mindful that these resources are not going to be forever. And that we must store them up. Because when the famine comes, the real famine. See, we seeing plagues and we thinking, you know, we're not thinking the way we should be thinking. Because even though it's a pandemic going on, God is releasing. He said the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. He's releasing all of those things to us. He's releasing what's ours. It was so hard to get $1. But now he's just releasing it to us, right? He's releasing it to us. So now we have to take that and we have to use it wisely. We have to use it wisely. Okay? So y'all be blessed. If y'all want to read about that scripture, it's in the one about Joseph when he stored up for the famine, the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine. That's in Genesis 20, I think it's 20, let me see. 27. Is it 27 or 28? Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all exactly. Well, I know it's in. Hold on. This is the whole story of Jacob and Joseph now. So, if you want to read about Joseph, come on, where you at? I just had you on there. If you want to read about the 5,000, when he fed the 5,000 and told them to take the leftovers, that verse is in Matthew 14, verses 13 through, they don't need to go, okay, through 21. That's that's Matthew 14 verses 13 through 21. That's about the 5,000 the 5,000 that he fed the 5,000, and told them after they completed the feeding, he told them to pick up all them leftovers and bring them on with us. So, with that story, that's just showing us that we are not to waste what it is that we have. And when people come to us, we are to use what it is that we have and don't send them away, because you have enough for them. Whatever it is, you have enough for them. And then the story of Joseph, the whole story of when his brothers threw him out, they was hating on him, all of that, and how he ended up in Pharaoh's house and interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. It all starts at Genesis 37, and you can just read the whole story. It's actually a good story. It's a really good story. You can read the whole story all the way up to like 41, 40, yeah. You can read it all the way up to like 40. It's a good story. Just read it. Genesis 37, all the way to the end, to like 50. It's a good story. But, y'all, I'm encouraging y'all to take the initiative to be a good steward over what it is that God has given you in this season. Your businesses are going to blossom if you do what it is that you need to do. You know, and I fell off because I started thinking, don't get in a place where you cancel your plan, God's plan for you, because you trying to understand the pandemic that's going on. How people gonna do this? Why would people do this? You asking all these questions, trying to analyze what God has told you to do, trying to figure out what meets the eye, when the reality is you don't have to answer no question. God can make anything happen. He can make anything shape. And so don't cancel your plans. And that's where I fell off. I canceled my plans, you know what I'm saying? And because of the pandemic, and I was like, well, Lord, why would you give me this if you knew the pandemic was going to come? And the reality is he gave me this because he also knew the resources was going to come to be able to do what it is that he told me to do. So y'all, be encouraged. Take advantage of what it is that God has given you. Don't be discouraged because of what you think it should be and what it is currently what you see. Because it's that God takes the foolish things to confound the wise. He doesn't take what we think it should be to make us understand. He takes the foolish things to make us understand. And so, y'all, be encouraged. Be mindful. And just play your cards right. You know what I'm saying? Keep it calm. And continue to pursue after what it is that God has given you. And y'all, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all forgive me for last week. I missed last week. I had a whole lot going on, but I'm back at it. And we're going to keep going. So y'all stay encouraged, stay blessed. And I'll see y'all next week. Same time, same place, Thursday, 6 p.m., Fiery Furnace. I love y'all. Be blessed.